So our politicians all stayed up late last night to haggle and debate and wheel and deal over religious freedom legislation. It was eventually passed, but on the way through, 5 Liberals crossed the floor to support an amendment, along with Labor and Independents, that was ostensibly to protect the rights of transgender students. Religious groups worry that now, rather than protect their right to employ and enrol people who respect and adhere to their own beliefs, they believe they could now be constrained in that area. Honestly, there's so much grandstanding and fear-mongering on both sides of this issue that it's time to move on to the real issues confronting this country. See, this whole debate stems back to the same-sex marriage issue and fears about, the silly fears we used to hear about whether gay couples would be able to get a wedding cake, or on the other side of the argument, whether Christian schools would not be able to reject employing openly gay teachers. The thing here, and the thing that's completely missing from the Canberra debate, is that this is 95% politicking and only 5% real-world issues at most. The laws that our pollies stayed up all night to pass are a solution in search of a problem. There are all sorts of laws that already protect us from discrimination and abuse, and there are other laws that uphold our rights. Because of the amendment I mentioned, the bill has now been put on ice in the Senate anyway. This legislation's going nowhere. This mess just confirms my view that the Liberals were wrong to go down this path in the first place. Having seen the silly interventions made by the Human Rights Commission and other groups under the current anti-discrimination laws when it comes to sex and race, having seen all that, why would they add to this mix of anti-discrimination laws rather than work towards peeling back those laws? These are the laws, as you'll remember, that have been used by activists to put on show trials against people like the Queensland University students or Bill Leak or Andrew Bolt. Labor should have opposed these laws instead of trying to play along with the government and get them through. The point is that there doesn't seem to be a problem to be resolved here. This country is full of religious organisations and schools where people of faith gather, and they often welcome among them people of other faiths or no faith, people with differing views on matters like sexuality and different lifestyles, and they generally all get along. Gay students are cared for in religious schools, or if they feel like they won't be, then obviously they and their families choose somewhere more welcoming. The fact that problems in this area arise, and they do arise from time to time, but the fact they arise so rarely, we get to see so few instances of conflict in this space. Well, this is a reflection of how, as a country, in myriad communities across this great continent, we deal with diversity and tolerance very well every day. We don't need laws to reshape our society in this way or try to codify our way of life. We are accepting, we are tolerant, Australians are diverse, and we are able to function as a decent society. The politicians would do better to concentrate on real problems. How about lifting pandemic restrictions, opening borders, and allowing Australians to get on with their lives, rather than twisting yourselves in emotional knots to enshrine laws that are more about making political statements than improving the country? If there's anyone left in the Canberra bubble who has any connection to the real world, please stop fussing over this stuff. Start dealing with the issues that matter to people in this country in the here and now.